Bowhold. Page 17 of the Suzuki book. So the first thing we should do is take a pen and let's get used to how we hold the bow with a pen. Practicing so that the thumb is opposite the second and third finger. I would say pretty much opposite the second finger, maybe drifting down towards the third finger. I just don't like to teach anything too rigidly because we all have different hands. So you can take a look at the Suzuki book. Number 1 here says first try the bowhold with a pen or a chopstick and then practice so that the thumb is placed approximately, that's important, opposite the middle and ring fingers and is bent. So like this, thumb. So it's a slight bend if you can see this. What I always say is just make sure from the very beginning that we never have banana thumb, which is this sort of look. We definitely want a gentle bend. It's not a harsh bend, a gentle bend. So if you're just to hold your thumb up like this, there's just a gentle bend in the thumb. So there we go. Now let's transfer that over to the bow. Our eventual bow hold will be holding the bow with the thumb at the frog here in the bow. Okay, as an adult that's what we do, but for beginners, especially in the Suzuki method, we do encourage placing the thumb on the silver cap here to make it easier, because it can just sometimes be a little awkward to get the thumb in place here at the frog. So let's start off. So you can see number 3 in the Suzuki book. Once you have learned 1 and 2 on the pen, add the index and little fingers. Initially place the thumb on the outside of the frog, which is the silver cap. We place the 2 fingers here and thumb on the silver. You can see this. And then let's place the first finger here, and the little finger always sits right here on the, now when I say the top of the bow, it's just the outside part here, not the tip, but just on the top of the wood. The contact points, so if you look at your hand, first 3 fingers, you've got the creases, first crease on each finger, okay? And I usually try to make sure that they're the contact points on the bow, not the fingertips or the pads, but the actual creases. There's a feeling of, if you don't have some way of holding the bow that it doesn't feel like it's going to fall out of your hands, it can be difficult, especially starting off. A lot of the children will say, oh, I feel like my bow is going to fall out of my hand, and I'm just I remember that as a child myself, and I try to encourage using the first creases as the contact points on the bow. So as we move on from that, and please remember the little gentle bend in the thumb and the hands, the rounded fingers on the bow also. Now we do not want, again, coming back to the point that if the bow feels like it's going to fall out of your hand, then you're kind of holding it like with a very tense knuckles. You'll start to see the knuckles get very pointy, and we want to ease out those knuckles and just try and round the fingers. And a really important thing is the pinky on the top, so that we don't have a tense right hand. So then moving on from putting the thumb on the silver cap, we will move on to number 4, which is, once you are ready, your teacher will help you place the thumb on the stick. Now this is called the stick, and the specific place will be the frog, which is just right here. This is what it'll end up looking like. Gentle bend in the thumb, so important. Banana thumb, relaxed 4th finger. The pinky is always on top, it doesn't go around here. I do often have people saying that it's so hard to get that pinky to stay on top, and a lot of people will try and get control of the bow by doing this. We need to try not to do that. So a really important thing is using the creases again, the first crease on each of the first 3 fingers, 1, 2, 3, to use as contact points on the bow. There we go. Moving on from that are some bow exercises that can be fun to help with your bow control. So one thing that you can do is rock the boat. Whether you're holding the bow with your thumb on the silver cap or your thumb in at the frog, you can go like this. Try not to get tense. Try and make sure nothing's getting tense. Rock the boat, rock the boat, rock the boat. Try and make sure you're relaxed all here. It's really hard, like for violinists, to try and keep check on all those muscles that are engaged. We use so many muscles and it's hard to keep track of them all. Another fun game is creepy crawling up the bow. So start with your lovely bow hole down here and we creepy crawl all the way up the bow, gently trying not to touch the hair. And then the hardest part is coming back up, and you can do this. You can race me, actually. Practice while, oh gosh, practice while looking at me having trouble getting up to the bottom of the bow. Okay, and once more, why don't you try race me this time? Ready, steady, go. Oh. All the way up to the top, and no cheating. You can't let it slide down your fingers. You have to do a little creepy crawly the whole way, and it does get harder as you're going against gravity, trying to get to the bottom of the bow again. But you're probably going to be better at this than me. Have you won? Did you get there yet? Okay,